Hello, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Anastasia with Best Washington Properties, brokered by eXp, and I'm so happy to see you yet again. Today, joining me is Morgan Fairless with Selling Southbound, brokered by eXp, and I'm thrilled to have you today, Morgan. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, let's not keep our fans waiting. Let's jump right in. Let's talk a little bit about Morgan. Why don't you do an introduction about who Morgan is for everybody watching?
I am in the greater Olympia area. I've been over here for about 7 years now. I'm originally from Tennessee, but I've lived all over the place. I never lived in the same place for longer than 3 years, so I am really familiar with the whole relocation process. And yeah, I love what I do. I've done photography, I've done swim coaching, I've done just a bunch of different stuff. And I feel like that's all kind of wrapped into, kind of this colorful palette that I'm able to go use for people.
Definitely, definitely. And you have built a super successful career and have built some amazing partnerships too. Why don't you share a little bit about, your clients and your partnerships that you've built?
I have definitely some amazing partnerships. I feel like a lot of my clients, like we become like lifelong friends. We don't just end our transactions. When keys get handed over, we still are invested in each other's families and lives and things going on. And I try to bring that on to my partners as well. We keep these connections because that's really the roots and the foundation of it. It's the core of this entire business is really the people that we're putting in these places.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. All right. Well, let's dive into our second question. Let's talk a little bit about what effect the partnerships that you've built and our business model has had on your career.
It's really given me kind of the keys of the kingdom. I have access to anything that I could ever want as far as education wise, anything that I want to go brush up on and go learn to go give myself a competitive edge. It's right at my fingertips. And I can go implement anything that I want to for my own business the way that I would like to do it in my core beliefs, while also following along with the lines of what I already, do believe with eXp's values. And so it really was just kind of a no-brainer partnership, and we all just kind of fall in line. And I'm able to really push my business further with the tools that eXp does provide.
And you've had so much freedom to be able to build the brand that you wanted,
Yes.
and to be able to see that grow and have a front row seat to that has been absolutely amazing. You've done a really great job with branding yourself, and putting yourself into the market and becoming a known entity essentially. So I've
And
loved to
it's
be
been
able to sit back and
fun.
see that. And yeah, and that's the way it should be, right? It should be fun. That's the most important piece. So I think that is absolutely fabulous. All right, well, let's talk about what areas of your business you hope to build upon in 2023.
So, what I want to build upon the most this year is teaching financial literacy, putting more tools into people's tool belts so that they can go and make the best decisions for them of what they want to do long term or short term goals. I feel like if we can really, put more power back into people's decisions, because you don't know what you don't know, and our market's always changing. It's always up and down, up and down. It's a giant roller coaster, and the more that we can empower people, to go and have fun on the roller coaster, I think the more that everybody's going to end up winning.
Well, and I can't, you know, say it enough, but knowledge is power. And
Yes.
that is so true. And so being able to help educate people and to help them with a better understanding of maybe it's as simple as how to improve their credit score so that they're able to be in a position to
Yes.
buy, or how to build up enough savings to be able to cover closing costs, or maybe it's just figuring out what it is, what the steps are to be able to purchase a home, and
Mhm.
the financial side of those things that impact. And so I really think that knowledge is power, especially when you're talking about real estate and helping people buy and sell the biggest investments of their lives. Or if they're an investor, helping them to build generational wealth for themselves, their businesses, their families. And so that aspect is so important, and helping people to really learn that side of things is going to have a huge impact. So I think that's an amazing goal for 2023 for sure.
Completely agree.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what impact you hope to have on the real estate industry.
So females have made great strides. We have a lot of empowerment now, but I still feel like real estate is one of those industries where it's working on getting balanced, but I still think there's some room for improvement. I love having unique hair, and I love being able to like stand out from the crowd and things like that. And that's not everybody's cup of tea. And I think that we need more people who are just not afraid to be themselves and to just stand up for who they are. This is what I do. This is the value that I bring to the table. This is what I can do for other people, and the right people go and gravitate towards you, and you make genuine connections through that. You're not just a name and face on a board, or a flyer or something like that. You are a real person, and you are helping another real person.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think that's great, and to be able to be who you are is in your industry is super important.
Yeah.
And we've talked a lot about that previously. When your hair was pink, I was like, yes, be the realtor with pink hair. Like, heck
Yes.
yes, everybody's gonna remember that, right?
Yes.
And
You
so
can pick my business card off the table.
yes. So having that freedom to be who you are in your industry is super important. And my hope, like yours, is to see more women that are standing in the front and elevating to the top. I think that that's super important, and it is empowering. And so being able to see the changes we've already seen in our time in the industry, and then to be able to continue to see those changes as they come to fruition, I think it's going to be an amazing ride. And so, like you, I do hope to see those same things too. I think it's super important. But, in our organization, we talk a lot about being the change you wish to see, right? And how unique that is for our group. And so, that's something we stand by and live by. And I think it's amazing that you are continuing to spread that to our industry, because it's super important. So I think that's a fabulous and very impactful thing to be doing. So kudos to you. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, that concludes our session today. Thank you so much, Morgan, for joining me. This has been amazing. I would love for you to tell everybody how it is that they could connect with you after this.
Very easy. I am selling South Sound on all my social media platforms. You can go and connect with me easily there, and I would love to connect with you back.
Awesome. Well, we will go ahead and link those so that everybody knows where to connect with you. And thank you again, Morgan. This was so fabulous.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.